$36 billion the government of Hamid Karzai this 8 years received from the international community under the name of orphans, widows, reconstruction of Afghanistan, education, etc. But most of these money went into pocket of warlords, drug lords, these NGO lords, donors, and these officials themselves. FAO gave report that 18 million people of Afghanistan, they live on less $2 a day. Media in Afghanistan give report, two mother of my country in Herat and Ghor province, they are ready to sell their babies for only $10 because cannot feed them. In many examples like this, as now it become open secret for the great people around the world. But still your government, Canada government, being part of NATO, that this 8 years they followed the wrong policy of the US government, they are sending their more taxpayer money to such a mafia corrupt system of Hamid Karzai. Now my people, they squashed between two powerful enemies. From the sky, occupation forces bombing, killing civilians, most of them women and children, under the name of Taliban. In the ground, Taliban and warlords together continue to their fascism. Before to tell you about the role of the troops, let me say on behalf of my people, condolences to you, to those suffer mom in Canada and also other countries who lost their sons and their daughter in my country as a soldier. My message to them is that please change your sorrows and your tears to the strength and raise your voice against the wrong policy, against the war crime of your government. Because these troops themselves are the victim of the wrong policy of their government, because send them for bad cause, for war. Your government, US government, say war of Afghanistan is good war, war of Iraq is bad war. I don't know what's the difference between the word of war. And role of these troops in Afghanistan. Few examples is enough to know better about their role, as recently in Faro province on May this year, they did bombing, and one day more than 150 civilians has been killed, most of them women and children. Even they used white phosphorus and cluster bomb. 11 bodies their family still didn't find because they has been cut into pieces. Even they are bombing our wedding parties, what they did in Nangarhar, in Nuristan, and also in Kandahar. In Nangarhar, 47 innocent civilians, including the groom and bride, in a wedding party has been killed when these occupation forces did bombing. On 9th of September, recently 200 civilians has been killed in Kunduz province in the north of Afghanistan when they did bombing. I think the blood of my people is not water that they shed. It's worth as much as the blood of Westerners worth. Regarding official figures, less than 2,000 Talib has been killed, more than 8,000 innocent civilians has been killed, most of them women and children. And still they continue to their war crime in my country. But when Mr. Obama took office, unfortunately his first news for my people was more conflict, more war. And now he starts war in Pakistan as well. I think situation of Iraq and Afghanistan is enough better to know that democracy never comes by war, by cluster bomb, by barrel of gun, by white phosphorus. And you are looking at now Obama following war in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Pakistan, and supporting the regime of Israel, what's going on today in Palestine, then receiving Nobel Peace Prize. So in such disastrous situation, they are talking about so-called free election in Afghanistan, which is very ridiculous. I think it was the most ridiculous and fraudulent election even in the world. Mr. Harper, your Prime Minister, called this election this tragic drama in my country that says it was a successful election, which is a big lie. And also that other politicians, they are through mainstream media, they are trying to put more dust on your eyes as well. I think you also agree with us, election under the shadow of gun, warlordism, drug lordism, awful corruption, and occupation forces has no legitimacy at all. my people on the streets before of the result of the election, they use this proverb: the winner will be like the same donkey, but with new saddle. And you saw the same donkey, but with same saddle come in power. Hopefully do not be insult to the donkeys, this useful animal. Anyway, as a famous saying, it's not important who is voting, it's important who is counting. That's our problem. All the boxes and the hints of mafia. We have, like your country, a lot of justice-loving, educated, well-educated, high-educated professors, intellectuals in some parties that there is no honorable job for them. Most of them did not run for the presidential election because they know that it's impossible to be democratic election, especially in the past also, this 8 years we experienced this kind of so-called free election. They betrayed the vote of my people in the past. That's why millions of Afghans did not attend in the election. Less than 10% people attend in the election. No need to waste our time to talk more about this non-democratic election. And while my people do not have enough food, you know, more than $250 million they spent for the election. To know better about injustice in Afghanistan, I think alone my case is enough to know. As 2 years before, they expelled me from parliament, which is quite a legal act and anti-freedom of speech, which is elementary part of democracy, but we don't have in our country. More than 80% seats of parliament belongs to these warlords, drug lords, to these criminals. They allow too few Democrats to be in the parliament, as now you can count real representatives in the parliament even with your finger. But they are in minority. In the beginning of parliament, these warlords, they made amnesty law, criminals forgive themselves, which is so ridiculous. Me and few others, we raised our voice against that, but who listened our voice? And despite national and international condemnation, this law again has been passed by Hamid Karzai, which now give impunity to all of these criminals as much as they can. They continue to their crimes. As this 2 years was bloody years for the journalists, today in Afghanistan we have jungle law. This constitution has some shortcoming, but if you put it in practice, if justice-loving people come in power, democracy slowly will come in my country. But now, this constitution is a beautiful thing in the shelf of Hamid Karzai to deceive you people around the world. 4 times they beat a journalist inside of the parliament while we have freedom for press. As I said, my people now has been sandwiched between 2 powerful enemies. I think you also agree with us to fight against 2 enemies is more difficult instead of 1. That's why we want the withdrawal of the troops as soon as possible. And your government, after 2 years we leave, we bring back the troops, we withdraw the troops. But my people that much fed up that they today want the withdrawal of the troops as they continue to their crimes still under the name of democracy. They betray more, and now they are supporting more these warlords who are more risky for the future of Afghanistan, now negotiating with Taliban. We have proudful history that we never accept occupation. If US government and NATO do not stop this war crime, with the passage of time, I'm sure they will give good lesson to them as they gave in the past to the Russia as a superpower country and to the British 3 times in the past. When we want the withdrawal of the troops, it never means that you forget us. As huge difference between the wrong policymakers and also good people, ordinary people, justice-loving people of these countries, anti-war activists. We need your solidarity and support as much as you can. First of all, you are the one who put pressure more on your government to stop this war crime in my country, as I believe that you are agree with us that no nation can donate liberation to another nation.